Well, I saw this article, I guess it was yesterday, in a local paper in DC, and it's about constituent services. Now, a constituent is someone who votes for an elected official. Okay, so the elected official looks at you as a constituent. Now, this is showing how elected officials, and it depends on where you live, but here in Washington, our elected officials at the state level have like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, whatever, in extra funding that they get. The government pays them to give to constituencies that have emergency problems. So you can't pay your rent, you can't pay your mortgage. You have a flat tire and can't go to work or something like that. They have it, so they give you like 2,000, 1,500, or whatever it is. It's like a constituent slush fund. Actually, if you look at it cynically, they're paying for your vote, right? Because if they could pay that, but more importantly, this article here in City Paper in Washington shows that they're not spending it. They have all this money sitting that is supposed to go to constituents, that's people like you and me, who have financial problems, and they're not spending it. Here's one, she has $150,000 sitting there not being spent. Here's another one, $114,000 sitting there not being spent. Okay, this one only has $13,000. Oh, this poor lady spends so much time giving out money to constituents who are in financial problems. Here's another one, $200,000, $202,000. Oh no, that's $200. No, that's I bet no, that's $200. Okay, so she does a good job. $7,000, $5,000. All this, so how do you find out about that? Now, could be your city, your county, your state, all these things. I know in state of Maryland, what they have, you call up your state senator and they have grants for college, and they just indiscriminately give it to you. You ask for one and they have the money, they sort of give it to you. I don't know, some maybe have requirements, some don't, but you just have to know. So that's why you got to get to know your elected official. They're the key to all this government money, and now they're giving out more government money than anybody else. And now, particularly if they're giving out, they have little personal slush funds that the government gives them to give to you as an individual. Okay, so here's how you go about it. And you've probably seen me talk about the commoncause.org. And when you get there, you say, find my representative. And when you put in your zip code in here, you will get a whole list of all your elected officials. And you go down the list. What the hell? And use the phone, man. That's what you got to do. You can't, and then if they tell you to email, I think that's the only way to live now, because there's too much junk going on and you can't figure out the internet. Is too complicated and you have a billion websites. No, you get on the phone. Sure, it may take you 8 phone calls, but what the hell? If 8 phone calls, you're going to get $1,000, 2,005, whatever it is. That's worth 8 calls, maybe even worth 10. Well, what about 12? Why not? Yeah. Why are we so spoiled that, if we don't make a call or have the link right here that I just fill out and you send me the money. Okay. Now, why doesn't it work that way? It may, and when it does, you're a lucky son of a gun. But most of the time, you're going to have to bust your butt to get this stuff. And that's another here. Now, here's another interesting thing: what they put back in law. They call it a earmark. Earmark. Okay. Now they used to have this all the time, and this is the federal government. Now maybe it's at your state too, so you could check. Now this is they used to have. You could call your congressman and say, "Hey, I need 10 grand to do something," and they'd pass a law. They try to pass a law, and they were able to pass it because some other guy has. Wants to give $10,000 to one of his constituents. So, okay, I'll vote for yours. You vote for mine. And then they got rid of it. But now they're bringing it back just 2020 or 2020. But it's for nonprofits and city and state government. So this is very important, I think, for you. So if you have something in your community, see what you can do is go to your congressman, your senator, and say, hey, pass a law to give our community an extra, $100,000 to give to people who, can't pay for Wi-Fi or whatever you want to do. See, and they could do that. See, and they have, and I've seen this on the websites of congressmen and senators. I said, okay, if you want an earmark, fill out this form. Right. So there's a form to fill out an earmark. So that's the quick. So, but the money has to go to either a nonprofit or a state and local government. So you have a little nonprofit, you want to help kids in the area or whatever it is. Okay, call your elected official. You have a congressman and 2 senators. Call them out and say, hey, how's your earmarks going? And it's not a mole on your ear, right? This is something. So it's a system, right or wrong, good or bad. I don't know. I just here to let you know what the hell's going on. And maybe you can use it, maybe you can't. And remember, it's going to take some work. You're not going to just push a button. Oh, yeah, I'll get 10 grand. Let me push that button. Oh God, what's wrong with that button? Oh, my God, that's not working. Hey, Mabel, what'd you do with the button? The money's not coming out. No, stuff doesn't happen that way. But it's work. But, it's worth it. What else are you going to do?